What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Flying Pig Podcast. My name is Eddie.
And I'm John.
And today we have a great episode for you. We had the opportunity to chat with metal band The Meliorist. I still have trouble pronouncing that. But nevertheless, we had the opportunity to chat with them and learn more about the band and their journey. Now, finally, they're coming out with their latest production. And John, you had the opportunity to see them at Clash City Station in Riverside, right?
Yeah, I listened to their album when we were doing the podcast, and I really didn't know what to expect when I went to see them live, and they completely killed it. Excellent set, so much energy, and really, if you haven't seen them, I highly suggest that you guys go see them because they put on a really, really good show.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I didn't get the opportunity, but I'm glad you did. We will see them very soon as well. So before we continue with the interview, we wanted to invite everyone July 31st at Malone's concert venue in Santa Ana, California. We will be performing there with Silent Planet, Phineas, Dayseeker, Eye of Helix, and much more. The event is called Treasure Fest number 8, taking it back to the roots. Tickets are available right now, and we have them here at Flying Pig Productions. Just visit www.themiragetheory.com. And this is a bonus only for the Flying Pig podcast listeners. You can actually text us at 909-280-4100. I repeat, 909-280-4100. Grab your tickets today. Don't miss the opportunity to catch Silent Planet, Phineas, Dayseeker, Eye of Helix, yours truly, The Mirage Theory, and many other bands that will be killing it there at Malone's in Santa Ana. We want to invite also everybody to like and subscribe to this podcast on iTunes and YouTube. Remember that Flying Pig Productions is the entity that keeps the lights on. So follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and stay tuned. And without further ado, here is The Meliorist. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Flying Pig Podcast. My name is Eddie.
And I'm John.
And we are here with a little bit of a raspy voice. I cannot lie. Been a little sick for the past couple of days. Been working hard and not eating right, but that's not here or there. In the studio today, we have the Meliorist. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's a tomato type of thing, but
my accent, sometimes I don't trust it. So it's like Meliorist, or what's going on?
Yeah, you can choose where to put the emphasis, I guess.
So yeah, guys, why don't you introduce yourself and share what you do in the band?
I'm Mario. I play guitar.
And I'm Anthony. I do the singing and screaming.
And my name is Ulysses, and I play the drums.
Nice, guys. So I saw the name, and before we dive deeper into the band, what does the Meliorist or Meliorist stands for? It's a very interesting name. So, what do you guys have to share about the name?
Well, Yuli actually he picked it. So if he wants to explain it, he could go for it. Or was it? Did you pick it?
Well, it was kind of it was a previous vocalist. He actually brought up this phrase called meliorism. So it's just kind of a belief based off of changing the world, and it's all done through human effort. So everybody working as one. And so you can kind of make it more of a, I'm not really good with English. You can kind of make it more of like a noun, and just so it's like the Meliorist.
Someone who's pursuing that, kind of goal, working towards a better, overall world in general,
Yeah.
So is that the overall tone of the band? Pretty much just everything you guys do as musicians, is that usually the intent?
You know what? I think generally our intent is just like kind of the effort you put into something is what you're going to get out of it. So I think pretty much us as musicians, we like to put as much effort as we can into our music and, production, whatever we have to do. and then we get the product that we need out of it.
I mean, and yes, I mean, we try to put a positive attitude towards our music and everything we do, our performance and everything is more of a positive than more tough. Seeing we're not really all about that. We're more of, hey, come say hi to us and stuff.
Yeah,
it's really cool. And how did you guys start? Who started the band? Who's original members?
Oh, that's these guys here.
It started back in 2010. 2010 was kind of like 2009 was more or less like the inception of it, and then 2010 was just kind of like the birth. We started out as a band called Vow to Kill. We were always a 4-piece, just guitar, bass, drums, and a vocalist. We were doing Vow to Kill for a while, and then there were some musical differences. So that band actually ended up not, being around anymore. But me and Ulysses, we kept playing together. We were just musicians that liked to play together. So we formed another one called From Hereafter, and that was a 3-piece. It was me, Ulysses, and then we had another vocalist named Eddie. And so, yeah.
was that like metal as well?
It was metal, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It was still metal. We always like to do a lot of experimenting in our music. So Eddie's voice was kind of different at the time. So we were trying to pursue things that kind of accommodated his voice. Still trying to stay true to the kind of music style that we write. And then just in the studio, we after some changes, talks with the band, we realized our name then From Hereafter wasn't really working. So we changed it to the Meliorist. And, we've just stuck with it ever since. So Eddie wasn't with us anymore after the last EP, recording the last EP. There were a lot of issues. And so Eddie was no longer in the band. And then we found Anthony.
Yeah, and I kind of, I'm in a band called Glory to the Victor as well. And when they hit me up, I was already singing for Glory to the Victor. And basically, he was like, Ulysses reached out to me over Facebook, and he was like, I see some of your videos over Instagram, and I see some of the stuff that you've done, and I really like your voice. And he sends me a couple demos, and I mean, I'm already like got a full plate of music I'm writing and working on and stuff. And then I hear the songs, and I'm like, there's no way I could not work on these songs. So, I'm working on them at my job. I'm working on them, like, I think I ended up finishing the songs or writing all my parts or getting all my parts done within like a month of having all the songs. And
nice.
and then we got it back, and then we spent about a month or two recording it, me tracking, and then that's how we got the Uncertainty. But yeah.
There's also another member, right?
Yeah,
Luis,
the bass
our
player.
bassist.
Yeah, he's not
Okay,
here. He's,
cool. So Luis,
yeah,
how did he came into the fold? I know he's not here today, but
he was actually, he's an original member. Yeah,
He's
he
an
was with us
OG.
since Vow to Kill. Yeah, there was a time we had played in another band before, and we were just doing a lot more local stuff back then. And there was a time when we stopped doing Vow to Kill, and he stuck with that band. We weren't really doing anything. When we did From Hereafter, it wasn't anything that was going on. It was just a side project. So Luis wasn't a part of it. Then we brought him back on, like, once we started recording this album, and that's when he kind of came back to help us out.
And what can you tell us about recording that album?
The album, recording it
was a big learning experience.
Yeah, it was a learning experience, really. Pretty much we reached out to an old friend of ours, and he used to record for Media Scare. And
a lot of Sumerian too.
Yeah, so I mean, he did a lot of great work, and so we reached out, and he offered to engineer the album. It was a discounted price, so we were like, sure. We loved his work. Did his Blood Runs Black. Did a lot of Kingdom of Giants, bands like that. Yeah, so we started recording with him, and engineering, like the instruments, everything was really quick. But when it came to vocals, we were having issues with our old vocalist, so we weren't getting a lot of the parts done. It was slowing down studio time, and it was just kind of musical differences that we couldn't really overcome with the old vocalist. I guess the other engineer, he lost interest, and we really couldn't get back in the studio with him. So we were left with the tracks that we had, the instrument tracks. And so when we got Anthony, I had to pretty much take the helm and record all the vocals, re-engineer a lot of things, all the mixing, and then, we got the product we got now.
And you know what? And I wouldn't blame anybody too, because his heart wasn't in the group as much anymore. So I mean, I'd rather just respect him and take over other tasks in his life. And if he's not in it, we still.
So it's you singing in the album, Anthony.
Yeah, I do all the vocals. We're working towards trying to do like more like where they're able to do some things vocally with me live and stuff. But for now, everything that's on the vocal or on the record vocally is me.
Nice. Cool. So you started recording the EP before he joined the band?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny. a lot of the songs, a lot of the parts, like I came in and I put it, my melodic spin and my singing spin on a lot of it, but a lot of the screaming, a lot of the lyrics were done by this dude, Mario. I'm pointing, which I shouldn't do, but they're were done. They were written by Mario, and I as I was hearing the songs, I was more or less, I was kind of like, well, these parts need to stay because that's what I connect with those a lot, and then there's some parts that I reworked and messed around with, and then that collaboration turned out into the EP, and I think we're all stoked on the final product of it. Lyrically, we kind of unified on a theme right off the bat of just kind of there's so much vapid stuff going on in the world. We kind of want to like focus on like the raw emotion behind why people do things, behind why we're here, how we end up places. That's more or less like some of the songs are about relationships with people, not necessarily romantic relationships, but relationships and how they make you feel and stuff. We like focusing on that just because I think it makes for relatable material.
That's what's real.
Yeah, it's where people. I know it's where I look to in music when I want to connect to something. That's what I look for is that kind of emotion, and so that's kind of what we're grasping for. Is that.
Yeah, at the end of it all, music is art and it's communication. So it's also a relationship that you have with music, a connection.
I'm talking about.
I think it created sort of a under the gun pressure that wouldn't have organically manifested if not for us being like, well, we need to get this music out. How else are we going to do it? And it was just kind of in our hands. And I think you guys as musicians know, like sometimes there's no one better to do the job, and you have to suck it up and do it.
And you know what? The best part about that, is for bands that do have the ability to create their own recordings and mix and record everything. I feel it gives you a little bit more of a sense of ownership.
Yeah. Oh,
it gives
yeah.
you a better,
Definitely.
bigger satisfaction to be able to create that. That's I feel.
No, definitely.
That's definitely one positive thing I could say about like the modern industry and how it's more accessible to people who don't necessarily have the home studio set up or whatever. They could come to a place and it's not super expensive for them to try and get their creativity out and get represented by.
You have to like break the bank.
Yeah, exactly.
Not only that, it helped us with creating new stuff. It opens a lot of doors and new ideas. Stuff that we never thought we could do. Now knowing how to record and gives us so many ideas to mess around with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very important for at least one member to know about recording because I know that when I first started, I didn't know anything about recording.
Yeah.
And as time passed, I would learn more about recording, and my songs kept getting better and my production. Because I write music now thinking of production and is this going to be easy to mix or nah, the arrangement, it's too complicated. Yeah. There's too much happening. So even before I go into the studio, I have a really good draft, an idea of what it's going to be.
Audio engineering has already had an adverse effect on how you write songs before you're even in the studio.
Yeah. And before I was bam, 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 just back to back, nonstop. Okay, now I'm like, okay, not only thinking of the recording and the consistency of the performance, but also, hey, am I going to be able to sustain this live?
Yeah.
That's a big thing. Yeah.
That's like one of those things that in the comfort of a studio, you can sit down and you can come up with whatever.
Yeah.
But being able to do that day in, day out, every time you go onto the stage, be able to give fans what they hear in your albums,
and you're headbanging, you're yelling at the crowd, pumping everyone up. And when you're in the studio, you don't really think about that.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'll just start screaming, start singing.
Yeah, this part sounds good, and it's just that's one. It's funny enough. That's one of the things I really try to keep in mind when writing parts. For anything that I write with is just how energetic is this song, and how much of the performance of this song is going to be just pivotal on like me being able to move around. How much of it is going to depend on me needing to sing a clean note over me wanting to be able to run from this side of the stage to that side of the stage. You know what I mean? It's like it's part of my writing process as well to think like, well, the energy of this song, the priority lies in just like laying back on the instrumental and then just letting letting that take the helm so that I could be a madman on stage, you know?
Exactly, because nowadays it's not just about the music; it's an experience.
Oh yeah, yeah.
People just want to listen to your music, then
They
they'll
could
just
look
put on
put
the
it on
CD.
iTunes
Yeah.
YouTube or whatever.
Exactly.
But nowadays it's more demanding of artists because
Yeah.
people want something memorable when
Yep.
they go to watch someone perform.
Yeah, you got to be a musician as well as a performer. You know, it's a package deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's something you gotta hone. That's something we've been discussing as far as our live performances. We want to. You guys were talking about how a band you guys saw recently was just like the record. Just like that's what we want to do is we want to put out something that's just like the record, and then when people talk about us, that's why they talk about us is because like. Yeah, you know how some bands like they fall back on their samples or they're just this makes it weak or whatever. Just we want to be one of the bands. It's like these guys are impressive. They sound just like the recordings, and that's what we're trying. That's what we're shooting for.
What would you say is your favorite song from the E EP?
I'm a big fan of Monster. I also one of the songs that I was behind, kind of like writing a lot of was Composite Virtuoso, and I like that one. I have a strong relationship with that one because I get to be a total pussy and sing, So I love doing that. So I'd have to say that's a top runner. But I don't know these guys.
I mean, I like all my stuff. I mean,
But what is that song? You create your set, and then you're like 2 songs in, and you're like, okay, here we go. It's about to go down with this one.
yeah. I think the one that stuck with me the most would be Monster, the oldest one, just the fact that it found the sound we were looking for in the band, and that's the direction we're trying to go for.
Yeah.
So yeah, Monster would probably be my favorite.
Yeah, Monster is a good song. It's I wouldn't say it's my favorite now, maybe because like I wrote it.
Yeah.
It's like I'm tired of it already.
Yeah,
I love
heard
the
it 1,000
song.
times.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I think my favorite would have to be Downwind of Death. It's the last song on the album. That one was just the way it was constructed was like the last 2 songs of the album, you'll notice like there's no breakdowns at all in there. Like there's some like hint of a breakdown, but there's like
Like
More of a build up.
like a little
Yeah.
riff.
yeah, just
thing.
a little riffish, like breakdown-ish, and it's like it was more of like
Riff down.
yeah, it was more riff
I like that. I like riff down. A riff down.
I'm sorry.
No, that's a good one.
Gotta
Like-
coin that.
Yeah, that's
Don't you steal that.
you heard it here first.
Oh man.
But I mean, it was. I think Downwind of Death was just more. It was a way for me to express my writing style without sticking to the formula that everyone's so used to nowadays. I think there's a lot of people are getting used to having to hear breakdowns just to be able to enjoy a show, and I think it gets a little played out. When you go to a show and every song that you hear is a breakdown, and it kind of sounds like the last band.
Yeah.
So I mean, I kind of wanted to break the mold and do something different with this song, make it melodic but heavy at the same time and emotional.
Man, we're gonna make that trend over here. The riff down.
Yeah, riff
I like
down.
that. I think you're onto
I like
something
that.
strong there, man.
So talking about your favorite songs on the EP, where can fans and friends listen to your EP right now?
Well, it's technically it's not out yet. We're gonna be releasing it on the official release date is the 19th, or
Of
I mean
July.
if of July.
Oh, so this is right. So this is the exclusive right
yeah,
here.
this
Yeah,
is
this is
exactly
holy
it.
right here.
And if you want to talk plugs this weekend, we're actually having our release party for it. And if anybody wants to come down, it's over at Clash City Studios or Clash City Station in Riverside.
In Riverside.
And so we're gonna be handing out free copies of the CD. There's a lot of great bands. The End of an Age is playing.
Ooh,
Buddies.
buddies.
Yeah,
We're also on the podcast.
those guys are awesome, man. Digital Panic, Into the Abyss, and then Destitute is also playing. So it's going to be a great show. And then, we got a lot of great support on it. So we're really excited for that.
Yeah,
Like I said, free copies of the CDs to anybody who comes out and wants to, pick it up. So
You said this is happening.
that's this Saturday,
July?
which is July 9th. And then
July
the
9th.
official release date of the album, online, digital streaming, all that stuff, July 19th.
Will I be able to pop open my phone and go to Apple Music or Spotify
Spotify, Amazon, all that stuff.
iTunes.
Yeah, we use DistroKid
to
to
distribute it?
yeah, there you go.
Nice.
So I mean, that's once it's out, it'll be out, and hopefully the world likes it. We're excited.
Yeah.
This is the most effort we've gotten to put in
Mm-hmm.
into recording or releasing one of our efforts. So I mean, we're excited. You know, it's a lot of anticipation.
Damn, now you got me all pumped up.
And we want to make it memorial the show, and we have Dream Films LA that's going to be filming it. And Ariana Rose is going to be doing some photography as well. So
Liberate Justice.
So if you guys show up, you know, that's a piece of art history you can guys be a part of. So that'll be awesome.
I've seen some of the Dream Films work, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah, he's so good, man.
Couple shows in Malone's, couple shows around in different venues, and they do really good work.
Yeah, he actually filmed my other band when we played at Malone's.
Yeah,
and it was we played a song, and at the end of our set, our guitarist smashed his guitar.
Holy
and
shit.
yeah, I got to see his
What
response.
show was that?
It was
was that the show, the battle?
Yeah. I want to say it was a Shark Among Us was there. The Difference played. Oh man, who else was it? Anatomy Decay. And I think Distinguisher was also on that one. So, but yeah, it was a great show, and Dream Films was out there, and it was funny watching his response. You know, he just once he saw the guitar explode, he was like on top of it. He was like, "Oh, this is gold! This is gold!" You know. So it was funny. Yeah.
You don't get that every
Not all the time, no.
And Justice Entertainment's gonna be
Liberate Justice,
yes.
as well. So
gonna be there too.
Doing interviews and so it's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be we keep on promoting it as the release party because I mean Clash City, I'm sure you guys have played there or familiar with them. They have like a VIP lounge, and so I mean it's bottomless beer, bottomless drinks if you pay for the VIP lounge. So we're promoting it as a party. We want everybody to come out, support the bands, have a good time. You know.
Yeah, man. We had the opportunity to perform at the Clash City once with Fire from the Gods, and I have.
Oh wow, yeah, cool.
And they came by before the Knotfest.
Yeah,
but that's super exciting. So those of you who are listening, the official release date for The Uncertainty by the Meliorist is the 19th, if I'm not mistaken. July 19th. So mark your calendars, set the date aside, hire a nanny so you can get rid of your kids so you can focus on listening to this
hide
album.
your kids, hide your wife.
Yeah. So guys, where can everybody find you? You know, social media, website.
We're on Facebook. We got a website, Meliorist.com. You can go on Melioristmusic.com, yeah.
Yes, Melioristmusic.com. I actually wrote that down for once.
Oh yeah.
Cool. See, he's got her back.
I mean, that's where you can see all of the we're still working on the site, but that's where you can get most of the information on the band.
I think we most frequently update stuff through Instagram. We like, sharing little previews of the future music and what we're doing, sharing us at shows and stuff over Instagram. That goes to our Twitter feed, that goes to our Facebook feed. So, just follow us on Instagram, The Meliorist, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, all those same places. And like I said, Spotify, iTunes, the record will be out. So
awesome. What about Snapchat? No Snapchat?
I don't know. I'll miss Snapchat.
let me tell you a story about Snapchat. I hate Snapchat, but I fell to the sword recently.
Oh no! Are you on Snapchat?
Right now, I'm becoming a slave of Snapchat, and I hate myself. Every time I brush my teeth in the morning, I look at me. I say, I hate you.
Snapchatter you?
Oh my god! No, it was my wife started using Snapchat, and then she was always on Snapchat, and then all my friends are on Snapchat, and then
it's like,
I created a damn Snapchat account just to see what everybody was talking
what the fuss was about.
I told him, Eddie, be careful. I did the same thing.
You're gonna be absorbed.
And then the same goddamn thing happened today. Everybody was playing the goddamn Pokemon Go.
Oh, there it is. Yeah,
That's the hot story. And then I downloaded the goddamn Pokemon Go, and now I want to catch some Pokemon. Oh man! Yeah. So, guys, what are some of your future plans as a band? Going forward, you're gonna have this kick-ass album release party. You're gonna have this kick-ass release on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. For the losers who play Xbox. No, I'm kidding. Everybody's included in this podcast. What's next for the Meliorist? What is, looking past a couple months on the road, what's the future hold? What's the future holding for you guys?
We honestly have a lot of stuff planned, or at least that we want to do.
And that you can talk about. We don't want to.
I mean, honestly, there's no one, we're hiding stuff from. We're working on, currently right now, just in our spare time, just for fun, we're working on like a cover EP to just kind of put out some of our favorite music that we've liked over the years and like
Our biggest
our takes
influences.
our takes on
Nice.
it. And so that's gonna be fun. It's kind of just like a passion project, something to do. He wants to do it kind of mostly to learn more stuff
Yeah.
about engineering and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The
Getting
whole
wet
thing
his feet a little
behind
bit.
it.
And then right now we're also writing for the future record. We have about 3 songs that we're all really stoked on. But I think it's funny, like the way I listen to those songs now. It's like, are we going to be good enough to play these songs?
Yep. Oh my God.
So
I hear
we're just
ya.
we're trying to wrap our heads around those, and if we are able to do it, man, we're really excited to share it, with everybody. So
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we try to stick on growing, creating different style of music. Each song, has its own take. So the new stuff is gonna be very, very different. A lot of influences on a lot of stuff that probably metal hasn't heard yet.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Trying to
keeping it
expand our
mysterious.
horizons.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm gonna keep my eyes open and my ears open as well. And
Yeah, just as a teaser, I mean, if you like, different diverse stuff, one of my favorite things that we're working on right now for the future is like basically a Spanish guitar lick,
Yeah.
and it's
Ooh.
yeah, so yeah,
now
it's,
you're hitting me where I like it.
yeah. See, so hopefully we get some people intrigued with curiosity there, because it's not. I think you could look at our album cover and our kind of the way we put ourselves out there, and you could kind of read us as like that basic metalcore, post-hardcore in the scene kind of band. But we want to come across totally different. We want to hit and resonate with those types of fans, but we also want to just come across as a completely different band and see if we could get people into music that they didn't know they could have gotten into.
It's really awesome. Maybe like 2 weeks ago, we had the Greater Good,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah.
and their next album is basically the same concept but with R&B and
Nice.
Wow.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
all of them are really big in trap, R&B, and I heard some of their pre-productions for their new stuff, and I was like,
It's wild.
damn, like I could definitely see, because they want to appeal to the metal fans, but
Yeah.
also to the trap,
Trap in the hip hop.
so they can tour
Yeah.
with whoever they
Yeah.
want in the industry. I
That's
thought
smart.
it was
It's
great.
a strong formula.
It's gonna
I'm
be.
really
It's gonna
happy
be.
to know that you guys are also doing the same with
Looking
your
for
own
ways,
style.
Looking
Yeah.
for ways
Yeah.
to impact the market. You
Yeah.
got to do it.
Yeah.
Be
Special
unique.
shout out to the Greater Good, but
Oh, yeah.
from St. Louis.
Yeah.
Holla, if you hear me. So you guys, from us here at Flying Pig and the Mirage Series, we definitely are super happy that you guys, took some time and to come in.
Glad to be here.
Thank
Yeah,
you for
the
having
pleasure's
us.
all ours, man. Honestly,
guys-
this was a great thing that we were all looking forward to being able to do. So that's the pleasure's all ours. So
Yeah,
thank you guys for
thank you
being so
for-
cordial. And
Thank you for opening the doors and
Yeah.
inviting us
Anytime.
in.
You guys are more than welcome. Anytime you guys want.
Appreciate it.
Before we close, we want we talked about the kick-ass party that you guys are going to have, the EP that's coming up.
Yeah.
We also want to see what bands and musicians that are in your position starting. What would be something that you would advise? Some learns that you would pass along for people. You've been going at it for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
Some of you for 8 years or something like that. What would be some advice that you would share with anybody in a similar position?
The one thing that just keeps me going constantly is never stop writing. I think if you're really a musician, if you have a passion for music at all, then you're gonna do music all the time. You're gonna play guitar every day. You're gonna sing every day. You're gonna do something like that. But for me, I think the connection is like you have to write a song that's gonna connect with as many people as possible. So it's like, to do that, you have to write a bunch of songs first that aren't necessarily as good as that amazing song you might write in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my thing: is never stop writing. Just always write.
I say stay true. Write songs that you love. At the end of the day, you're here to write music for yourself. You're creating art, and you're speaking how you feel. So I think that's the best advice I could give.
I think for me, same thing that goes with what they say. I mean, stay true to yourself. Learn your instrument. That's the one thing I can't stress that enough. Learn the instrument first. And then, I mean, with music, I feel like if you're gonna make music, even in this industry or rap, whatever you're gonna do, it's like, if you're gonna do it, be bold. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah,
know?
and you don't have to be the biggest, baddest shredder, but as long as
Yeah.
you're the most important part is how creative you are.
Yeah.
I think
Don't be afraid to step outside those lines.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for sharing. Before we close, this is my favorite segment. I don't know if you, by this point, heard the previous podcast, but this is when shit goes down.
So, if there is a mythical creature or animal that you would say best describes you as an entity, as a band,
A mythical creature. Ooh.
what would it be?
Wow. I'm gonna have to say a Sagittarius. Sagittarius.
Is that the half man, half horse? Is that what that is? Yeah. I like it. Yeah.
But that's my take. I don't know. What's your guys' take?
Man, dude, that's a good question.
it's
Actually,
funny.
that's a good question.
I could spout a whole bunch of cliches about like we're a griffin and we soar above
Yeah, I was
people
thinking
and all that shit. But
What's the first thing that comes to
it's funny. That's probably the first thing that I crossed as once you said mythical creature. I just saw a centaur. That's so. I mean, maybe that's where it's just the universe is speaking to us. On a different level because I'm with this guy.
I don't know. That's a good question. That's like one of those questions I gotta think about. It's like one of those ones because I want my answer to be good.
Yeah, technically, I mean, you want to go mythical creatures, you could just
Batman?
invent a creature right now, and make up your own creature.
Yeah, if this band could be anything, it's Batman.
I see Batman plugs, Batman shirt, Joker hat.
Dang, are you ready for the Killing Joke?
I am.
I'm gonna go see it in the theaters. I'm so excited. Yeah,
That's coming out next week, right?
Yeah,
The 19th.
yeah,
know
yeah.
that.
I'm excited.
I
Yeah,
think it's the 19th as well.
I'm
Yeah.
stoked about
So
that.
many
Yeah,
great
I
things
wanna say
happening the
on the
19th. If
19th.
you don't pick up a copy of The Uncertainty by the Meliorist, you are in the wrong crowd, my friend. And then you go check out The Killing Joke.
yeah, exactly. You got a good day to look forward to.
There's a reason I chose.
So,
that
would
date.
you say Sagittarius mixed with Batman?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
It's Batman riding a Sagittarius.
Or a Sagittarius in the Batman costume.
That
there you
could
go.
work.
That's kind of what I figured.
Yeah, that's what I could picture right there.
So, guys, I will sell you the rights to that merch after the podcast. So, guys, thank you so much for coming out here. It was
it's been a blast,
Thank you.
man.
Been a blast. Thank you.
Everybody go check out the Meliorist right now on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. Feel free to follow The Mirage Theory, Flying Pig Productions in Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. This podcast will come out on iTunes podcast and also on YouTube. So go like and subscribe.
Subscribe.
Peace.
Hey, this is Anthony from The Meliorist, and you're listening to our track Monster off of our debut EP, The Uncertainty.